I like matching up against the best in the world.
She's this next wave of Canada basketball.
Playing against the greats of Canada basketball like Natalie Achonwa, Nurse.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Syla is the youngest Canadian to play on an Olympic team.
Play in March Madness and play against the girls who are on such a big stage right now. People know me from being a Canadian basketball player that's taking over the American game. I'm Syla Swords, I play basketball, and this is No Days Off. I grew up around a big basketball family. My dad was a coach, my mom played college basketball, so it's really what I grew up knowing and what I grew to love.
Normally touch stuff, so she's doing mic and drill right now. She's working on some layup touches. She'll do a reverse after you're done making 10 in a row.
I started getting recruited by Michigan in grade 10 before I even moved to the States for high school. So it's a world-renowned school, and I think that's what really attracted me to Michigan initially. And then on top of that, Coach Rico and what she's been able to do with the program and the success she's had, and her being a powerful woman in a head coaching position, it was all really exciting to me.
You're balancing skill development, you're balancing conditioning with also, you're in the heat of it. You're playing games, especially someone like Syla that's playing 30 minutes a game, that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. So it's definitely an entire plan with coaches, with training staff, with medical staff, and how do we keep our athletes at peak shape. It's all like small detail stuff that is like part of an everyday routine. I mean, even when you're introductory playing basketball, like these are things you're learning, but at a level when you play long enough, these are just like things you cycle through.
I'm a guard, and I think the guard position is so exciting because you have the ability to make an impact on every single play. On any end of the floor, you're guarding ball, you make a steal, make a pass. It's just such an exciting style of play from the guard position.
If you train at like almost perfection, that when you have game slippage and when you add defense in, when you add stress, when you add playing at a high level environment, if you're practicing the detail stuff at perfect, I think it just gives you more room for error when that stuff gets added in. I love that in Canada basketball, our favorite thing is to bring up at least one younger player. So at my time, that was me, and before me, it was Kim Goche, and then it was Nurse after me, and then so Syla was that little whisper of the next coming. And I think to see her be a part of this past Olympics and be in that environment, maybe when she wasn't quite ready, but to throw her into that, I think was a huge learning experience for her, as it was for me.
So I was kind of forced to adjust to that style of play, that high IQ level, that high work ethic at a very young age. And I think that's really set the tone for what I've been able to do coming out of that.
You know, a little out of breath, but that's always good after a game day to get your touch in, especially after loss, to get the confidence back up a little bit.
If you don't actually practice it with defense, if you don't actually practice it live speed, live play, then it's all just showmanship.
I'm just gonna come down, change of direction, finish at the rim. People are scout specific now, they know I like to go to my left hand, so really adding in a change of direction move is helpful.
You attack, your pickup's either down here, you go up, keep the ball up. Go low, snatch it, and either tunnel it or do something, but your pickups here were getting picked yesterday. Yeah? It's definitely important to know what her current skill set is, how people are currently guarding her, to know where she can improve, what she can improve on.
All the best competition, seeing how I can do better, seeing where I measure up, but also like it's different every time. It's a different matchup every time. There's different adjustments you have to make, and it's ever changing.
And it's still fun. So this is a game winner right here. Her shot should look the same as it did on the other two.
It was good, game winner.
I think a lot of pride for my country, a lot of pride for being able to play the game of basketball at such a high level, and understanding that not everyone gets this opportunity to represent your country, understanding that it's a privilege every time I step on the floor, no matter who it's against, high school game, Olympic qualifying game, not everyone has that opportunity every day.
Especially Syla playing like the volume that she is and where we are in the season. We're not training that hard. We're just doing little things that we could have done better in the game.
Missing a couple more than when we started.
I only rebound makes normally.
Natalie Achonwa, 4-time Canada All-Star, rebounding my misses every day. Close out, start, close out. I'm going to guard her for 2 dribbles, come back to the middle, meet her at the next spot, all the way around the arc. That's a little bit of cardio, but a lot of defensive angles too, and just staying on your toes and close out. Yeah, just your daily vitamins, your daily reps of stuff that doesn't seem significant, but when you look at the game, it's like, yeah, that's what I messed up on. Yeah, especially after drills like that where it's a little bit of cardio. You know, you're going to be tired in games, you're going to be breathing heavy in games, and that's really when you got to start making your free throws.
It's the same thing as the form shooting you did at the beginning, right? It's all touch. Your routine should be the same regardless of how tired you are.
We're on a great trajectory. We've had some amazing women players come through the NCAA in the past recent years, but even before that, it's talked a lot, Caitlin Clark right now and Juju Watkins, but the players that have come before to set that stage, you know, Candace Parker and players, big names like that, where they didn't have the huge social media presence, but still set the stage to allow people like Caitlin Clark to do what she's doing for the women's game. So I think it's important to not recognize what's the present, but in the past as well, so that the future can also grow the game.
I feel like I've been part of such a fun era of basketball where I kind of remember the beginning where I was still young in that and understanding that the women's game didn't have the popularity or the visibility that it does now. And now on the end of it, I've been seeing the TV games, the viewership, the merch, and how much investment is going into women's sports. And it's such a fun time to know that I was somewhere in building that and trailblazing for that, especially in Canada. And now these young girls being able to reap the benefits. It brings such a joy to see them and how much and how deserving they are of this moment.
It was never boring, no matter who you play against, no matter what you're trying to do, there's always ways to improve, there's always ways to try new things and learn and have fun doing it.
I think representation is so important. I always say that you cannot be what you cannot see. And I grew up in the men's basketball space until I joined the national team in Canada basketball. Then I had these role models firsthand, but if I didn't have that experience, I don't think that I would have fallen in love with the game the same way.
I think it's natural if you care about something enough, you're gonna get a little nervous before it happens. But I've been in so many situations where you feel the butterflies in your stomach, that it's weird if it's not there. So you're kind of used to it. It excites you to feel it, even though it's a little uncomfortable. But I think that's a huge thing too, is being comfortable with being uncomfortable, really, and allowing yourself to step in those situations, knowing it's gonna be hard, knowing you're probably gonna fail, but really being comfortable with making those mistakes and stepping forward after them. Thanks for checking out my story. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like mine.